loss, or can Clayton repeat the form?
First leg, Jonny to throw first.
Thank you very
Game
much,
on.
Rod, and everyone tuning in on PDC TV. Two top-flight players will now, be set to meet again here in the last of the best 11 affairs that we have here. Of course, the next step being the semi-final. Stephen Bunting now stepping up after beating Carl Sneyd in the first round 6-1. It was then a close-fought 6-5 victory over Derek Coulson. And he's just dispatched Danny Noppert to set up this tie against the Ferret. Jonny Clayton, who steps in after
45.
breezing through Maximilian Chewinski, as well as Victor Tingstrom, 6-0. And later Jeffrey Dezuan. And then a tight battle with Bo Greaves, who fought back after being, well, 3 legs down. She made it 5-all going into the final leg, and Jonny Clayton was on hand to dispatch Bo Greaves from this contest.
85.
But already the two players that we're witnessing here in amongst the trebles, more so Stephen Bunting with a 1-2-1 and a ton. He's back in there straight away as well. Could follow it up here in
100.
Decent style, but a ton will leave him on 180. Not a finish though, Rod.
No, the head-to-head record very much in favour of Jonny Clayton, 13-8 in professional meetings, and they include that 6-4 I just mentioned in Antwerp in the Ferret's favour, and the quarterfinals of the World Match Play last summer when Clayton won with something to spare, 16 legs to 7.
140.
Jonny Clayton stepping up, a World Championship quarter-finalist from 2023. Looking to shoulder in at least 160 to try and hammer back against Stephen Bunting. No pressure on this shot here for Bunting, who will look up top to close out the first leg.
Game shot and the
very decisive there from the bullet. A little bit more so than what we saw from him earlier on as well, Rod.
Yeah, when he struggled to close out his match that we were watching. That was against Derek Coulson. Eventually got the job done, but only just. But that was
140.
a break of throw, and now he starts the second leg with a 140. So this starting in a similar style to the one in the Premier League when Bunting won the first 4 legs. And it looked all over for all money. And whilst his level didn't drop appreciably, Clayton suddenly went berserk.
Speaking of going berserk, Clayton nestling in a 180 to kickstart this second leg.
125.
Not a bad way to follow up either. It's 2 back-to-back 140s from Stephen Bunting. So, good leg this. Team looking to follow it up though with a decent leave.
90.
Vital treble 17 to knock the one off the end, leaving a useful 130. Clayton now needs to pressurise the shot in order to return serve. Now that is a very awkward 5, and you can just see 44. The response on his face. But Bunting with 130 to take out here.
Well, he'll fancy his chances of getting at least one of the first 2 darts in the treble 20, as most professionals would, but he doesn't. And now uses 65. The outer ball to halve his score, and Jonny Clayton 2 treble 20s for double 16.
$96.
65 remain. Middle green bit, tops left. Not this time, but double 10 may prove fruitful. It's very fruitful indeed. The bullet 2-0 up against Jonny Clayton, the Ferret, under the cosh early on. Just look at the averages as well. 107 for Stephen Bunting now on his own in the triple digits.
One of those kind of statistics remain for any length of time, then Clayton can't win. So something has to change for the Ferret. Either there's going to be a drop-off from Bunting or an improvement from Clayton, or both. Well, it's becoming a habit amongst Welsh darts players to drop the darts on the oche. Kevin Price has made it an art form.
59.
As a Welshman, I'm not going to comment.
Well, I mean, they both, Price played professional rugby union and rugby league. Clayton was a useful scrum half.
This is very true, actually, yes.
So it's absolutely bizarre to see both of them fumbling around at the base of the scrum.
Maybe a like-for-like look as to how the Welsh rugby team are performing at the moment.
Quite possibly, George, yes, quite possibly.
Let's hope not for too long, though.
This is better.
180.
Much better. And that should pave the way to a first leg on the board for Jonny Clayton as he leaves a 2-dart combination.
58.
Well, Bunting on the back foot here as Jonny Clayton has a chance to take his first leg of the match.
This will be 2-1 now. Stand on me. Oh my goodness me. I'm going to keep quiet here because he's missed the outer ball and then he's missed a big number. Now he's down 32. I'm pretty sure he'll still win the leg, but Stephen Bunting might have another idea about it here.
Yeah, no doubt frustrating here for Clayton. The opening has been left here for Stephen Bunting. Dropping the 9 off the end. Treble 18 is a lovely leave. And therefore, double 8 if he returns. If Jonny Clayton can't dispose of double 16, 2 great markers.
16.
Well,
Inside.
that has been an absolute mess. And it's cost him the leg.
Third leg.
2 terrible visits from Jonny Clayton. Cost him the leg. He's 3-0 down. And if he loses this leg to Bunting on the Bunting throw, it'll be a repeat of the first 4 legs of that Premier League meeting. And this 60. Time, surely Stephen Bunting won't let a 4-leg lead slip away.
Well, he'll be hoping that he can make it 4-0 now, unless Clayton 100. Can do something about it. Another ton lumped on here by the ferret, but Bunting with the darts here at this point in time will be hoping he can carry it through. Can he squeeze another one into the treble?
140.
Yes, he can. A ton 40 from Stephen Bunting. But a ton deficit against himself and Jonny Clayton.
85.
85 from Clayton, and arguably you would say that 85 isn't really enough in this affair. Certainly considering where Bunting's scores have been, the average has certainly been in his favour. So far in this exchange, yet another ton going in his direction. 201 is what he leaves. Jonny needs to put a big hole in this one now, and a ton 40 is so important, but not enough for a finish. So Bunting will now tee up to give himself an opportunity at going 4-0 up
100
in this quarter-final.
$100.
9. Double 16.
69.
That was for 4-0. This is for 3-1. Or 1-3 to be absolutely right. Tops.
36.
Whisker rod. An utter whisker. The bullet now set for double 16. Double 4.
24.
Still a miss. Again, the double trouble coming back to haunt him. Clayton now with a huge opportunity. Can the ferret ferry back? Lovely marker. Far too low. Double 10. Yes, he's on the board.
Well, Bunting's attempts there with a dictionary definition of unconvincing, and Clayton stepped in. So it didn't get as bad as Thursday night, because 3-0 to Bunting becomes 3-1 to Bunting.
Against the throw as well for Jonny Clayton, which will prove very useful as long as the darts go his way. Could make it 3-2. And if he's going to take the momentum in this
58.
game, it's going to be now, really, Rod.
$97.
Well, it's difficult to keep relying on digging yourself out of a hole. But Stephen Bunting is
100.
Having difficulty closing matches out, finishing them off. We've seen that on the past 2 Thursday nights, and we've seen it today on the
96
Pro Tour in this Players' Championship 3 against Derek Colson, which he had multiple match starts that were missed and finally got home. But he's not been
134.
watertight in his closing out of darts matches in the past few weeks.
Lovely 209 left from Bunting after that last visit. The treble 19's his best friend. Treble 16 for Jonny Clayton leaves him was 168 down to 40. Just looking at some of the other scores as well. James Wade 4-1 up against Kevin Dotes at the moment, who has been largely in impressive form on the run up to this quarter-final. And James Wade, the machine, averaging over 106, but the Ferret now with double 10.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
Manages to pull together another leg. He's now one behind Bunting, 3-2 at this stage as we move on to leg 6. And it's Kevin, well, certainly Stephen Bunting with the darts here at this point, but Kevin Doakes, yes, 4-1 down. I can also tell you that it's Tom Bissell 3-1 up against Jim Long. Daryl Pilgrim against Chris Dobie. He's 1-0 down, Daryl Pilgrim. Chris Dobie fresh after 58. The win in his last game that, of course, we witnessed here on this board. And obviously moving through and chasing a semi-final appearance as now Bunting looks to fill it up. 140. So pressure on Jonny Clayton to follow.
Well, a leg that Bunting needs to restore some order 85. Here. Won the first 3, lost the last 2.
Stephen Bunting looking to pepper that 60 bed. Jonny Clayton will look to take advantage of the 59. Bunting is just nestled in, but not quite enough for a 60.
95.
The last dart, though, ever so crucial, just squeezing in to pull together the 95. So each score improving for Jonny Clayton in this leg, but he's still behind Bunting at the moment, and another treble could be on hand here 60. For Stephen Bunting, but no, 60 scored. Only 1 ton plus so far for Bunting in this leg. Clayton could fire back with a massive maximum. Goes downstairs, though, for
139.
139. Bunting on a 152. Will look to finish first. This is the key treble 20. So Clayton will get a shot at this with a 124 to level the scoreline.
Treble 20, the first port of call, and that takes everything out of the equation with 1 dart. And that 30. Really offers the opportunity for Bunting to stop the rot on 18 for double 16. Is this the rot stopper?
Game shot on the 6th leg.
Stephen Bunting stops the Clayton leg winning streak at 2 and establishes a 2-leg lead of his own again. He's 2 away from the finishing line.
100.
He must win with the throw now. Jonny Clayton can't afford to drop it now. This is actually a very crucial point in this leg, because of course if Bunting 96. Does take this, it means he'll have the darts for what could be his match-winning leg. If it does go that way. So many variables as now Jonny Clayton looks to fill up the 60, and he will do. The 1080 laid down by Jonny Clayton at a very key moment in the match to at least bring it back in hope for a 4-3, and that's his 3rd 180.
Well,
43.
It feels like a very big match, this, for Stephen Bunting in this Players' Championship. It's a big match to get through to the semi-final.
85.
But on top of that, it must be a big match for his own state of mind, because repeatedly squandering winning positions is not a good habit to be in, and it's one you want to break at the earliest opportunity. And if he can snap it here and take the scalp of the world number 5, Jonny Clayton, it could set him up for an improved run of form in big TV tournaments like the Prem on Thursday night.
96.
Clayton leaves tops.
It's not a bad leave at all for Jonny Clayton. Will Jonny be good here once again? Of course he will have a potential 6 darts at a double, and yes he will. 40 left here for the Ferret, and he does take it. 4-3 as the darts go the way of Jonny Clayton. This time it's in the hands of Stephen Bunting, who will hope to carry on the form. But as you can see, that average that was once over 100 now dropping back to 93.69. There's now once again the bullet inside the treble bed, and that is a huge 180 to kickstart this next leg. You get the feeling the temperature in what is already a very warm room is starting to ramp up.
140.
Feels like an important leg, this, because if Bunting can hold on, he goes 2 up with 3 to play. If Clayton breaks, it's all square, and Clayton, of course, has 100. The darts in the 9th and the 11th for that matter.
And you could make the argument that this is a to win this leg against the darts would be huge for Jonny Clayton. But the bullet has been very prudent in terms of the numbers. Of course, his scoring solid. Doubles could perhaps be a little bit better after what we saw earlier on today.
140.
So that's not bad. 140 to leave 81. Clayton on the back foot, really, largely in this game. Needs to try and reply, but replies anyway. 180 certainly does reply. Fantastic darts from the ferret, as now Bunting tries to leap on 81.
Oh, goodness me.
41.
Misses the big number, does leave tops, but I tell you what, he won't enjoy watching this, Stephen Bunting. He might now, but he must have been on edge as Jonny Clayton towed the hockey there, because Bunting, that would have been absolute darting disaster if Clayton had gone out there. Mind you, Bunting's still got to finish this on tops to go 5-3.
Game shot
And he does
8th
so, and
leg.
Jonny Clayton is denied. He won't level up at 4-all. He's going to have to win the next 3 legs.
140.
Every leg a must win here now for Jonny Clayton. For Stephen Bunting, he's just one away from the match. Lovely first start in the treble. Has kicked things off, looking to reply against Clayton's 140. Not quite a ton though, however. So puts him front and centre. Of course, Clayton with the darts in this leg.
30.
That's a hapless 30 there from Jonny Clayton, and he could well get punished here. And I'm sure that's exactly what the bullet has on his mind. And that's 160 at the least. Makes it
140.
2. Inspired visit there from Stephen Bunting. With 261 remaining. The next 3 darts to leave the crucial
97.
finish. Clayton finding a treble 19 at the end to leave 234. But Bunting with his eyes lasered in on that 60 bed. The dart just going above. The second dart, lovely. Will he follow suit? Yes, he will. 1040s back to back from Stephen Bunting, and he'll return with a 1-2-1.
140.
This is for the match. Goes ball first to leave 71, treble 13. Double 60 for the match. Stephen
89.
Bunting is millimetres away on the wire.
Well, the ferret.
40.
You get the impression that it could all be over here right now. Stephen Bunting on that double 16.
Game shot and
Takes
the match.
double 16.
Stephen
The bullet
Bunting
thrives
that was a great game,
here in the
boys.
quarterfinal
Great
against Jonny Clayton. Ultimately.